everybody, welcome to the last day of our first virtual Femmegineering event. So today we are kicking it off with our last Get Moving class from 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock. And then we will have a small break from 5 o'clock to 5:15. So remember to drink water, stay hydrated, and enjoy the Get Moving class. Then after that, we will have a session from 5:15 to 5:45 about planning and optimizing movements from Dr. Teresa Hatting in the Industrial Engineering Department. Then we will have an interview with Dr. Melvin Ferrara from the Computer Engineering School, and that will be from 5:45 to 6:15. And then from 6:15 to 7:15, we will have our Keeping Processes Moving from our Chemical Engineering school, and then we will have our last and final Q&A session from 7:15 to 7:45. And then our Femmegineering event is done, and then we hope you enjoy the day, and we hope you ask a lot of questions today. Enjoy the Get Moving class.
Okay, hi guys, I'm Nadine. I'm a fit-based training trainer, and today I'll take you through a move workout. First things first, okay. We are doing live workouts. Fit-based training is doing live workouts on a Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We do 2 equipment workouts and 1 body weight workout. If you want to join, you can find Fit-based training on Instagram, Fit-based training, or on Facebook, Fit-based training. Have a look on the pages and you'll get us there where you can sign up for live workouts to join either live on Zoom at 8 o'clock, Monday, Wednesday and Friday, or you get access to a closed Facebook group where you can do our workouts anytime it suits you. We have got like 50 plus workouts already on our closed Facebook group. Okay, but let's get back to today. Take you through a move workout, nothing strange, all basic movements, get a heart rate up, get a nice cardio workout in, and yes, that is about it. I'll warm you up, get you guys going, and we get into our workout. Okay, you guys ready? Let me warm you up. Get our music going. Yep, and right leg, let's march. One more. Nice, right leg. Stay. Yep. In 4, 3, 2, step touch. Yep. Outside. Let's warm up. In 4, 3, leg curls. Yep. Lift that back leg. Outside, warming up your hammies. Head up, head up. Well done. Step touch, and here we go. Up, yep. Outside. 4 more. 3 more. 2. Yep, leg curls. Yep. Outside. Up, yep. 4 more. 3 more. 2. Mambo cha-cha. Mambo, yep. Outside. Yep. Mambo cha-cha. Yep. Top, top. Step touch. Yep. 2 more. Yep. 1 more. 1 more. Top, top, step touch. Yep. Yep. In 4, 3, 2, leg goes. Yep. Yep. 4, 3, 2, mambo. Yep. Outside. 2 more. We take it from the top. Yep. 3, 2, leg goes. 4, 3. Mambo. Yep, one more. Step. Yep, yep. Walk, walk. Step. 1, 2, 3. Walk, walk. Yep. And march it out. Yep. Well done. You put them together. Right and left. And we finish the warm up. In 4, 3, 2, step touch. Leg pulls. Yep, yep. Mambo. Repeater. 3, 2, step touch. Yep. Leg pulls. Up, up. Mambo. 3 repeats. Get up, step touch. Leg pulls. Up, up. Mambo. 3 repeat. 3, 2, right leg. Leg pulls. Yep, yep, yep. Mambo. Repeater. Yep. Well done. We tap forward. Are you nice and warm? One more. 3 more. 2. Yep, shoulders back. Down, up. Last side. 4, 3, 2, and down. Hold your shoulders back. Abs in. You pull that leg up. 4 more. 3 more. 2. Yep, same leg. Up. Knees together and you tilt your pelvis. Switch right sides. Legs forward, shoulders back. Down, up. 4 more. 3 more. 2. Yep, and we hold. Up. Upper body up, straight. And hold. 4 more. 3 more. 2. Side leg. Yep. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Get us in the water. I start teaching. We got 4 blocks. Right and left. With some other cardio in between. Get a sip of water. I start teaching you. Guys ready? I'm watching. I'm watching you guys. Yep. Guys, you guys ready? Right leg, march it out. 4, 3, we march forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. And forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. Yep. Up, up. And back and march. We scoot. Up, up, up. Yep. And back. Yep. We scoot. Right, left. Yep. And march. Up, 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 and back. Yep. Right fine. Up. Right fine. Step back, step together. Yep, yep. Step cross, step together. One more. 3 more. Well done, guys. 2. Yep, from the top. We scoot. Up, up. And march back. Right 5. Yep. And march it out. Yep. Well done. We scoot forward. Right 5, right and left. Yep. In Yep. And march. Yep. Right leg. From the top, we scoop. Right punch. Shuffle back. Single, single, double. Yep. Yep. Here we go. Up. Yep. Right punch. Shuffle. Yep. Yep. Single, single, double. Yep. Yep. And march. Yep. Here on left leg. Yes. Let's try. 4, 3. We scoop. Up. Up. Right five. Yep. Shuffle. Up. Up. Single, single, double. Yep. And march. Yep. Here on right leg. Right and left together. No stops. Yep. Let's do this. You got this. 1 more. 3 more. 2. From the top we scoop. Yep. 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 Right five. We shuffle. Single, single, double. Yep. Yep. Scoop. Up. 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 Shuffle. Single, single, double. Yep, we scoop. Up. Up. Yep. Right five. Shuffle. Single, single. Single, single. Yep. Yep. Right five. Shuffle. Nog aan mijn muziek. March it out. Yep. 4 more. In 4, 3, 2, we scoop. Up. Right side. Shuffle. Yep. Yep. Single, single. Yep. Right five. Shuffle back. Single, single, double. Single, single. Yep. Forward. Up. Yep. Shuffle. Single, single. Yep. Yep. Hip touch. Well done. Block 1. We move on. Block 2. Step touch. 4, 3, 2, and march back. Yep. 4 step touches. Yep. Yep. And back. 4 step touches. Yep. Yep. 4, 3, 2. Yep. Step touch. Step touch. Jumping jack. 4, 3, 2. Right leg. Yep. Well done. 4, 3, 2. Step touch. Yep. Yep. 4, 3, 2. 1 more. Yep. Yep. And back. Reset. Yep. 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 There you are. 1 more. 3 more. 2. Again. Option if you want. 1 forward, 1 reverse. 1 forward, 1 reverse. Yep, yep. Yep, yep. Up, up. 1 more. Yep. And march. Yep. Step touch forward. In 4, 3, 2, 3 repeaters. Step 1, 2, 3, walk, walk. 1, 2, 3. That's right. Walk, walk. Step knee. Step. Yep. 2 more, 2 more. Up, up. That's right. And march it out. From the top, step touch. In my eye. Up, up. Jumping jacks. V-step. Hup, hup. Repeater. And march it out. Up. You're on left leg. You're up. Step touches. Follow. 4, 3, 2, 1. Step touch. Jumping jacks. 4, 3. Left leg. Hup, hup. Repeater. Yeah. Step touch. Outside. 4, 3, 2. Up, up, up. Repeater. Step touch. Yep, yep. Outside, easy, easy. Yep. Repeater. One more time. Step touch. Jumping jacks. 4, 3. Right leg. V-step. Yep, yep. Repeater. Up, up. You left. Jumping jacks. 4, 3, 2, V. Yep, yep. Repeater. Step touch hold. Yoo-hoo. 1 and 2. We get water. You're hot. Remember block 1. Scoop. Right 1. Shuffle. Single, single, double. You're hot. Outside. 4 more. 3 more. You guys ready? 2. Top, top. We scoop. Up, up. Right 5. block 3 and block 4. Yep. You guys ready? Right leg. Here we go. Yep. Yep. In 4, 3, 2, right 5. Yep. Right 5. Yoo-hoo, well done. Give me 2 more. Yep. Side combo. Side, double up. Side, 1, 2, 3. Yep. Side, 1, 2, 3. Yep. Yoo-hoo. Side combo. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Watch it out. Yep. Right leg from the top. Right 5. Yep. Yep. Side combo. Yep. Side. And watch. Yep. Right. 4, 3, 2, 1. Yep. Yep. Side. Side. And watch it out. Yep. 4, 3, 2, step touch. Step touch hold. Yep. Outside. 4 more. 3 more. 2. Mambo right leg. Mambo. Mambo. Front and back. Yep. Make the mambo. Just a normal mambo. 4, 3, 2, knee left, knee left. Knee left. Knee left. Single knee left. Step knee. Step knee. Yep. 1 mambo. 1 knee left. Yep. 4, 3, 2. Yep. March it out. 4, 3. Mambo. Knee left. Yep. Mambo. Knee left. Mambo. Knee left. Mambo. Knee left. Mambo. Whoop. Knee left. Mambo. Knee left. Yep. Knee left. Left side. Yep. And march. Woo-hoo. Put it together. 2 glide lines. 2 side mambo. 1 mambo. 1 knee left. Yep. 4, 3, 2, right 5. Side mambo. Yep. Mambo, mambo. Knee left. Yep. 4, 3, 2, right 5. Side mambo. Yep. Mambo. Whoop, whoop. And knee left. 4, 3, 2, right 5. Yep. Mambo. Mambo. Knee left. 4, 3, 2, right 5. Yep, yep. Side, double up, 1 mambo. Yep. And knee left. 4, 3, squat jumps. Squat, 1, 2, squat. Yep, yep. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2. Last side. Yoo-hoo. 4 more. 3 more. 2. Yep. And march. Yoo-hoo. Mambo, knee left, squat jumps. Yes. You've got this. Use your hands. Lift your knees. From the top. In 4, 3, right 5. Yep. Side mambo. Mambo. Knee left. Squat. March it out. Yep. Yoo-hoo. Let's try right leg. Right leg again. Yep. Right. Right. Yeah. lift, 2 squats, hip, right leg, 4, 3, 2, right 5, hip, side mambo, knee lift, 2 squats, hip, left leg, hip, side, mambo, knee lift, 2 squats, hip, right leg, side, 1 mambo, knee lift, 2 squat jumps, hip, left leg, hip, side, hip, mambo, knee lift, 2 squats, 1, 2, hip, and march. Yes. Lift those knees, use the arms. Block 1, block 2, and block 3. Yep. Scoop, grind vine, shuffle, single, double. 2, step touch, jumping jack. V steps, and a repeater. Yep. You got this. You guys ready for the top? Top. We scoop. Up. Right side. Shuffle. Hip. Single. Hip. Up. Shuffle back. Single, double. Step single. And notch. Block 2. Step touches. In 4, 3, 2. Yep, step touch. Yep. Jumping jack back. 4, 3. Step touch. Right. V step. Repeater. Step touch. Yep. Jumping jacks. 4, 3, 2. When you use music on your phone and your phone rings. What's the chance of this? You know you never get a call, but once you are busy with the live workout, everything just goes differently. Yep. We go from the top, step touches, right leg. Yep. Lift those knees, use those arms. Yep. You guys ready? Step touches. Yep, here we go. Jumping jack. 4, 3, 2. Yep. Repeater. 3, 2. Step touch. Yep. Jumping jacks. 4, 3. V step. Repeater. Yep. And march. Yep. Well done. Block 3. You ready? Right one side mambo. Yep. 4, 3, 2. Right 5. Side mambo. 1 mambo. Knee lift. Squat jump. Yep. Side. 1 mambo. Knee lift. Squat. Hip. Step touch. Well done, guys. Let's do block 1, 2, and 3. No stops in between. go 1, 2, and 3 from the top. I teach you block 4. Yep? You all good? Yes. Get your step. You guys ready? 1, 2, and 3. Let me just check here. Yeah, one. Right. Yep, march it out. 1, 2, and 3 from the top. I move on to 4. Yes. Side. Step, touch, hold. Yep. Side. Well done. We scoot forward, right line, shuffle back. In 4, 3, 2, scoot. Right leg. Right line. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Single, single. Yeah. Scoot, scoot, and right line. Shuffle. Yep. Yep. Single, single, step touch. Jumping jacks. 4, 3, right leg, V. Yep, yep. Repeater. Step touch. Yeah. 4, 3, 2, V. Repeater. Right line. Side mambo. Yep. Mambo. Knee left. Yep. Left leg. Side mambo. Mambo. Knee left. Squat. Yep. And step touch hold. Yoo-hoo. Block 4. Yep. Mambo cha-cha. Yep. Mambo 1, 2, 3. Yep. Mambo. V-step, V-step. Yep. Yep. Well done. 1 mambo, 2 V's. Mambo cha-cha, 2 V's. Yep. Last side. You guys ready? 1 more. 3 more. 2. Mambo cha-cha. V. And watch. You bring your knee to your abs. Strong movement. Don't bend your upper body. 4 more. 3 more. 2, 1, and march. Yep. We put everything together. Yep. Mambo cha-cha. V, V. Step touch forward. Yep. Mambo. Yep. V. Forward. Step touch. Yep. 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 Leg goes. 4, 3, 2, knee left. And watch it out. Yep. Easy, easy. Let's try our left leg. 4, 3, 2, mambo. V. Step touch forward. 4, 3, 2, and back. Leg goes. 2 knee lifts. Yep. Right leg. Right and left. No break. Yeah. 4, 3, 2, mambo. Yep. Forward. Step touch. Leg goes back. Single knee left. Yep, mambo. V. Forward. Step touch forward. Leg goes. Yep, yep. Single knee left. Mambo. Yep. V. Forward. Step touch forward. Yep, yep, yep. Leg goes. Up, up, up. Single knee. Mambo. Yep. V. Step touch forward. Leg goes back. Yep, yep. Single knee left. Yep. And march it out. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yep. Can you still remember? Scoop, grab. Yeah. Yes, let's try. In 4, 3, top, top, we scoop. Up, up. Right time. Shuffle back. Yep. Single, single, double. Yep. We scoop. Up, up, up. Shuffle. Up. Yep. Single, single. Yep. And launch. Yep. Well done. Round 2. Step touch, jumping jack. Reset. Yeah. 4, 3, 2, step touch. Jumping jack. 4, 3, reset. Yep. Repeater. Yep, yep. Jumping jacks. Yep. Repeater. 3, 2, 1, and launch. Yep. Lift those knees. Right 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. time. You are at 48 minutes. Twice. From the top, then you're done. Okay. Johan, you guys got this. Get your water. Johan, you guys ready? 2 more times, then you're done, then I cool you down. Johan, stretch it out. 1 more. 3 more. 2. Step, touch, hold. Yep, yep. From the top, we scoop. 1 more. 3 more. 2. Top, top. We scoop. Up. Nice and big. Yep. Shuffle back. Yep, yep. Single, single, double. We scoop. Up, up, up. Yep. Shuffle. Yep, yep. Single, single, double. March it out. I'll put the music a little louder. And I'm going to lose you guys. Let's see. Keep marching. I made it a little faster. Oh, that will work now. Now, when there's always a problem with the signal, let's go into our jumping jacks. Let's get our heart, or keep our heart rate up until my music decides it actually wants to join us. Okay, 4 more, 3 more, 2, yep, here we go, up, up, yep, yep. Have I got a surprise for you? Thank you, music. 4, 3, we got 10 burpees, yep. Yeah, you ready for it? 4, 3, 2, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, guys, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, yes, and 10. Well done. Kijk nog een stukje water. We start with block 2. Step touch. Yep. Watch it out. Yep. 4, not over your toe. Hold it there. In 4, 3, we turn to the side. Hands on the inside. Try and keep your back leg as straight as you can. Okay, feel the stretch in your hamstring and your glutes. And hold that. 4, 3, 2, well done. Back to the middle. Bend and straighten out. Keep your hands on the floor. Thumbs down and straighten out. Up and down. Last time, straighten out. Down to the other side. Chest up. Your knees not over your toe. Hold it. In 4, 3, 2, we turn. Hands on the inside. And hold your stretch. Oh, well done, guys. You did very well. Hopefully we'll be back soon, face to face. It's the interaction. Yep. Hands on the inside of your knees and push out. Well done. Hands on your floor. Straighten out. Walk in your legs. And hold it. Again, as straight as you can get your knees, your legs. Hold. 4, 3. Come up slowly. Hands behind your knees. Arch your back. 4, 3, 2. On top, and you look up. 4, 3, 2. And slowly up. Roll your shoulders back. Well done, guys. Breathe in and out. Give me one more breath. And out, and out. And you give yourself a hand. Well done, guys. Thank you guys for joining me. Move class. Again, I'm Nadine, fitness training trainer. Go have a look at our website, and you can find us on Instagram and Facebook. A lot going on, a lot of workouts you can join. Yeah, keep on checking the pages. Our live workouts, as I've mentioned, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 2 equipment, 1 body weight. The beginning of the month, there's no excuses not to stay fit. You get access to a closed Facebook group with over 50 workouts already. You can do those workouts anytime, whenever you've got time. If you can't join the actual lives at 8 on those mornings. Okay guys, enjoy the rest of your day. Drink lots of water. Thanks for joining.
Here's to the ones that we got. Cheers to the wish you were here, but you're not, 'cause the drinks bring back all the memories of everything we've been through. Toast to the ones here today. Toast to the ones that we lost on the way, 'cause the drinks bring back all the memories, and the memories bring back you. There's a time that I remember when I did not know no pain, when I believed in forever and everything will stay the same. Now my heart feel like December when somebody say your name. 'Cause I can't reach out to call you, but I know I will one day. I close my eyes and I can see a world that's waiting up for me, that I call my own. Through the dark, through the door, through where no one's been before, but it feels like home. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say I've lost my mind. I don't care if they call me crazy. We can live in a world that we design. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. Million dreams for the world we're gonna make. There's a house we can build. Every room inside is filled with things from far away. Special things I compile, each one there to make you smile on a rainy day. You can say it all sounds crazy. They can say we've lost our minds. I don't care if they call us crazy. We can live in a world that we design. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. Oh, a million dreams for the world we're gonna make. However big, however small, let me be part of it all. Share your dreams with me. You may be right, you may be wrong, but say that you'll bring me along to the world you see, to the world I close my eyes to see. I close my eyes to see. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams are keeping me awake. A million dreams for the world we're gonna make. For the world we're gonna make. So hi, Dr. Hutton, will you please just introduce yourself?
Great, thanks, Jeanette. My name is Teresa Hutting, and I'm a lecturer in the School of Industrial Engineering at the Northwest University.
Okay, so what is your role in the Faculty of Engineering specifically?
So I'm a lecturer in the School of Industrial Engineering, and what that basically means is that I'm actively involved in teaching and learning at an undergraduate level, supervision of postgraduate students, and then research, community service, and administration as well.
Okay, so can you describe yourself in 5 adjectives?
I'd say that I'm thoughtful, multitasking, caring, quiet, and curious.
Okay, wow. Okay, so what exactly is an industrial engineer?
So I'd say that an industrial engineer is a person who makes use of scientific and analytical problem solving to understand complex problems and then creatively find appropriate solutions to these problems. Industrial engineers are therefore people that can work in any organization to help them improve and achieve their objectives and purpose.
Okay, wow. So what is unique about the degree offered at the Northwest University?
I believe that one of the most unique characteristics is the learning environment. So the Northwest University Engineering faculty is uniquely situated so that a strong learning and social community is created. This means that students are able to have a truly wonderful and unique full student experience during their studies.
Oh, wow. Okay, so what can students expect from the first year in industrial engineering?
Well, university is quite different to school, and as a result, this can come as a little bit of a shock to some students. But for me, I think that most of the differences are positive. University brings freedom and agency. You're more in control of your studies and your destiny, but this comes with quite a lot of responsibility. There are also many exciting activities that you can get involved in, and balancing your participation in these with your studies is an important skill to develop.
All right, so what does an industrial engineer do on a day-to-day basis?
So an industrial engineer in the working world, industrial engineers are involved in understanding problems. So this would involve speaking to people, observing processes and tasks, making visits to the location of the problem, and engaging with many different stakeholders, and then collecting and analyzing this data. Industrial engineers are also involved in creatively solving the problem. So this would involve doing research, brainstorming, teamwork, and then detailed design, testing, and implementation.
Okay, so what career opportunities are there for industrial engineers?
Wow, so industrial engineering is one of the fastest growing careers in the world, which is really exciting. And due to the nature of the profession as well, the degree constantly adapts to suit the changing environment, meaning that it self-regulates as relevant and is going to be a career now, but also into the future. So industrial engineers can work in companies and organizations as employees of the company, but also as consultants or researchers. And opportunities exist in basically any organization, including healthcare, hospitality, like hotel chains and theme parks, car or cell phone factories, farms and food processing, mining, finance, government, and even aviation and space.
Oh, wow, so the possibilities are endless.
Yes.
How would you define a successful student?
So to me, a successful student is a student who takes ownership of their life, their career, and their studies. The student would actively look for opportunities to learn, embrace learning opportunities, and go the extra mile to prepare themselves for the working world. Successful students are curious, diligent, driven, balanced as well, and positive, and understand that university creates endless possibilities for each student to shape their own learning pathway.
Wow, okay, so what is your favorite aspect about being a lecturer for these students?
I really love interacting with students and colleagues across the country and the globe. I love sharing ideas and challenging my own thinking. I also really love feeling that I'm making a difference in the world.
Oh, wow. Okay, so what would you say are the top 3 skills that is needed for an industrial engineer?
I'd say the desire to make a difference is important, the ability to listen carefully and observe critically, and then the confidence to try out new and innovative ideas.
Okay, wow. Okay, so if you had magic powers, which are the 3 things that you would want to change in the world?
So that's a really difficult question because it's so easy to think of things that I would want, but every decision has consequences. And this is actually such a critical skill of any engineer, being able to understand the consequences of engineering decisions. So, I mean, and as a result, engineering has been heavily criticized in the past for inventing things that created new problems. So, if I would use my magic powers on just these 3 things, I think the condition would be that I could use more magic powers again to then address the consequences of my first 3 things. But without too much thought and thinking too far regarding the implications, which is not good industrial engineering practice. But I would say if I could change historical politics and the economics and power relationships in fossil fuel, I would do that so that renewable energy can become the norm for everybody. So overnight, everyone would use renewable energy to travel and in their homes and in business.
Oh, wow.
And then I try and find a magical way to shake up supply chains and redistribute food waste so that everyone in the world had easy and affordable access to healthy foods. And finally, I think I would try and find a magical way for the world to just slow down a bit.
Oh, wow. So you don't think COVID-19 did that for us? All right. So if you could switch lives with somebody for a day, who would you choose?
I suppose it would depend a lot on what powers I would have to do something in that day that would be significant and would be lasting. But I think that I would choose to switch places with one of the scientists on the International Space Station for a day, because I think it would be an unforgettable experience to be able to see the world floating there as a little planet from the outside.
Oh, wow, that's really cool. So you were actually quite interested in astronomy, actually. You think it's
Yeah.
Oh, wow. All right. Well, thank you, Dr. Hutton. We appreciate all your feedback and we love hearing from you.
Thank you so much, Jeanette. It was a pleasure.
With this video thing, it works. Today I don't feel like doing anything. I just wanna lay in my bed. Don't feel like hanging out. Leave a message at the top. Hey, I don't feel like doing anything. Nothing at all. Yeah, something like that. I don't know what to say.
Here's to the ones that we got. Cheers to the wish you were here, but you're not. 'Cause the drinks bring back all the memories of everything we've been through. Toast to the ones here today. Toast to the ones that we lost on the way. 'Cause the drinks bring back all the memories, and the memories bring back you. There's a time that I remember when I did not know no pain, when I believed in forever and everything would stay the same. Now my heart feel like December when somebody say your name. 'Cause I can't reach out to call you, but I know I will one day, yeah. Everybody hurts sometimes, everybody hurts someday, yeah. Everything will be alright. Go and raise a glass and say, here's to the ones that we got. Cheers to the wish you were here, but you're not. 'Cause the drinks bring back all the memories of everything we've been through. Toast to the ones here today. Toast to the ones that we lost on the way. 'Cause the drinks bring back all the memories, and the memories bring back you. Do 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 do. Memories bring back you. There's a time that I remember when I never felt so lost, when I felt all of the hatred was too powerful to stop. Now my heart feels like an ember, and it's lighting up the dark. I'll carry these torches for you, but you know I'll never drop, yeah. Everybody hurts sometimes, everybody hurts someday, yeah. Everything will be alright. Go and raise a glass and say, here's to the ones that we got. Cheers to the wish you were here, but you're not. 'Cause the drinks bring back all the memories of everything we've been through. Toast to the ones here today. Toast to the ones that we lost on the way. 'Cause the drinks bring back all the memories, and the memories bring back you. Do 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 do. Memories bring back you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Memories bring back you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 no. Memories bring back you.
Good afternoon, everybody. Today we are here with Dr. Melvin Ferreira. He's at the Northwest University Engineering faculty at Computer Engineering. Firstly, Dr. Melvin, can you describe to us what is your role in the Faculty of Engineering?
Well, hi, Sanay. Thanks for having me. So I'm a senior lecturer at the School of Electrical, Electronic and Computer Engineering. And my responsibilities are broken up between teaching for undergraduates. At the moment, most of my modules I give for the second years. So I teach a module in embedded systems, bit of working with microcontrollers, learning to program these devices, and also doing some fun projects. And then I also normally either give a networking module where we learn the basics of computer networks, or I teach a module in algorithms and optimization, where we focus a bit on the algorithms that make code work. Yeah, so that's the undergrad part. Postgraduate part, we have a small team with which we do research in telecommunication systems. So I'm part of a research group that works on that. And at this point, I have 3 master's students and a PhD student as well that I'm supervising. So yeah, that's what I spend most of my time on, and then also a bit of time on my own research as well.
Can you describe yourself in 5 adjectives?
Let's think. Well, energetic, passionate, nature-loving, and, well, is trail running an adjective? Maybe not.
Maybe.
And anchored. I would say anchored. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So let's get to the content. What is a computer and electronic engineer?
Right, so I'm going to give my definition of what I think a computer and electronic engineer is. So in general, an engineer is somebody that has a set of skills. So computer and electronic engineer has a specific skill set. And what's general to all engineers is that you use that skill set to solve a real world problem. Now, that might be designing something, solving a business issue, for instance, or building something. But at the end of the day, it boils down to solving a problem. So specifically for computer and electronic engineers, you have a few interesting things in your skill set that can help you solve problems. So you understand a bit of how low-level hardware, like on a computer or something similar to a computer, like an embedded system, works. Embedded system is really just a scaled-down, stripped-down computer, even more stripped down than a Raspberry Pi, for instance, or we know that some of our listeners might be familiar with. Then you also have some programming knowledge, writing programs or code that can make the hardware work. And then you also have some data analysis skills. In other words, looking at data, looking at graphs, looking for patterns. And you also have some skills related to working a bit of statistics and maths. So if you take all those skills together, and obviously electronics as well, you have some understanding of how electronic circuits work. If you take all those skills and you put them together, you actually have a nice basis or foundation from which you can operate to solve a real world problem. So we are problem solvers. It's just, yeah, our skill set is a bit different for the computer and electronic guys than for the electrical guys.
What would you say is unique in the degree offered at the Northwest University?
Okay, so specifically for the computer and electronic engineering degree, the best way to see what I'm going to tell you about now is to actually look at the yearbook. It shows all the modules that you'll typically take in your 4 years of study at Northwest University. But we have a nice spread on exposing our students to a bit of embedded systems, a bit of programming. The foundations for the maths and the physics and so forth is obviously there, but we also have a bit of exposure to networking systems, to data analysis, and also the Internet of Things, the buzzword of the moment. So all the building blocks you need to operate in industry, we provide a good exposure to.
What exciting student projects are there in computer and electronic engineering?
All right, so obviously I will have all my personal interesting projects are related to telecommunications research, but I think what would actually be best for anyone is to look on the YouTube channels that we actually have. There's normally a funnel year YouTube channel with the previous year's projects on, and there's a good selection of different computer and electronic projects on there as well. Obviously, one where computer and electronic engineers also feature, everybody knows, or the solar car is quite well known. So the computer and electronic portions in that is related to the communication system from the solar car vehicle to the chase vehicle that follows the solar car. And then there's also, we've had many projects working on getting data from the car, so the actual sensors on the vehicle. And then also projects where that information is fed into one big data aggregation service, almost like what you have in a modern car with the ECU, electronic control unit. Yeah, so that's just some of the things. And then, as I said, I think the best way to get a good idea is to actually tune into the funnel year project channel and have a look at the different projects, because there's new projects every year.
Where would you typically go and work after you've completed a computer and electronic engineering degree?
Okay, so there's a lot of options. So typical sectors where you might end up working would be in consulting, tech consulting, or in the banking industry, or in the telecommunications industry, or in the electronics manufacturing industry, or in a capacity where you do electronic design. So some of the companies, and this is not an exhaustive list, but some of the names that would come to mind would typically be like Standard Bank, and on the telecoms side, Telkom, Vodacom, MTN, Cell C employs a lot of our guys. In terms of electronic design, we actually have quite a big amount of smaller companies that design hardware in South Africa, where a lot of our students also find work. And then also obviously the defense industry. So there's a lot of electronic design, and also in the defense industry, and we have quite an active defense industry in South Africa when it comes to research and development. So one can typically, some of the companies there would be like Armscor, for instance, or I'm trying to think, another company is a Science Council, CSIR. Many of our candidates also end up there. And then obviously not to forget our entrepreneurs. Many of our alumni start their own venture based on the skills that they have. So that's also something that you can pursue.
How do you define a successful student?
Wow, okay. So I would say for a student to be successful at this program, or for that matter, for any program, would be to really just give the time, or put in the time that you need to put in. So if that means not just engaging with what you need to study superficially to get it over, but to spend a bit more time lingering on the foundations, but also playing with the stuff that you have learned. So I would say one of the things that actually contributes to success is interest. So you need to be interested in what you are studying, because then it becomes easier to spend time with it, and ultimately the time that you spend will determine success. If you spend enough time and engage with what you're interested in, then the result will be that you master the content. So yeah, I think there's more to that.
Many people think that computer engineers only code each day. Is that true?
I can see why that perception is there, because there are certain areas, and I actually didn't mention them directly in the examples I gave of where one can work, but many computer engineers do choose a career where they become software developers or software engineers. If that's your career path, you will spend most of your time working by programming, either programming in alone or in teams. But it's definitely not the only career path that you can pursue. As I've mentioned with the other examples we've given, there's normally a element of programming or modeling. So you will work with a computer and you will interact with some kind of programming language or simulation language. But no, it's not the only road. It is definitely a road. There are people that really are passionate about software engineering and software development, and that if they want to pursue that, this is a good degree to pursue. But it's not your only option. As I mentioned, I'm in telecoms. I'm a telecommunications engineer, and typically in industry, I would say I spent, let's say, about 20% of my time modeling and simulating, and the rest of the time was spent testing and designing systems. Also on a computer, but I wasn't coding anything. It was real hardware. You know? So,
what is your favorite aspect of being a lecturer at the Northwest University?
I enjoy the engagement with the students. The students bring such a good and young and positive energy and a willingness to learn, and that really, it actually excites me to learn with them again. And for me, it's a continuous learning experience as well, because many times I find myself discovering a new way of understanding the material that I teach, and so I really enjoy that part of lecturing. It's a continuous learning and growing process for me as well that I enjoy with the students.
What would you say are the top 3 skills needed to be a successful engineer?
I would say a natural curiosity. So be curious. You need to have that desire to understand why or how something functions or works. That really goes a long way, because the curiosity will drive many of the other things that you need to do. I would say persistence. So things don't always just work out the first time, especially when you, for instance, design something from first principles. Sometimes the first proof of concept that you come up with is not a raging success. So you have to go back to the drawing board and try again. And I think the innate ability or the desire to be a problem solver, to identify problems, but also to really get a kick out of trying to find a solution to a problem. I think that would be my top 3.
Okay. Thank you. I have one final question. If you had to be shipwrecked on a deserted island, but all your human needs, such as food and water, were taken care of, what 2 items would you have with you?
Yeah, so I'm going to take a bit of liberty here and say, so if I can consider a companion or a good company as an item, I would definitely enjoy having that along. So my wife and my boy would be first on my list if I can take a human along. And if it comes to items, definitely my pair of trail running shoes and my AeroPress coffee maker. I think with those 2 items, I should be able to survive.
Yes, if you have coffee.
If you have coffee.
Thank you very much for giving us a bit more information about computer and electronic engineering. I'm sure our listeners understand a bit more about what it's all about, and just gave them a little bit of background of computer engineering, not just the perceptions that they have of what the degree is and what they should expect to study. Thank you very much, Dr. Melvin, and thank you for your time.
Cool stuff. Thanks for having me. Keep well.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Okay, so hi, will you please introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Felicity Bupape, and I am a lecturer and a PhD student at the School of Chemical and Minerals Engineering.
Okay, so what is your role in the Faculty of Engineering?
I'm a lecturer, so I am involved in a day-to-day role of, cooking or pressuring our diamonds to shine at the end of their degrees. And then I'm also furthering my studies as well. So I'm doing my research focusing on process control and CFD modeling, all the complicated stuff.
Okay, great. So can you describe yourself in 5 adjectives?
Oh, 5 adjectives. That's difficult. Okay. Firstly, I am an introvert. I am dependable, hardworking, obviously, honest, and enthusiastic.
Okay, wow. So what is a chemical engineer?
A chemical engineer. I actually don't like the word chemical because it tends to be a lot misleading, but I prefer process engineer because it right away gives away what a process engineer is. But in simple terms, a chemical engineer is a person who is trained to develop, design, and manage industrial processes where we turn raw material or manufacture them into products that we can use in the economy or we can use in our daily lives as well.
Okay, great. So what is unique in the degree that is offered at the Northwest University?
Well, any university can produce a chemical engineer because they have went through the 4-year course and they got their degree and everything. But then our university went a step further to ensure that when you graduate, you are already equipped with a background and foundation in the industry. So our university offers both the theory and the practical that you need to be able to conduct yourself and operate in an industrial environment.
Okay. So what does a chemical engineer or a process engineer do on a day-to-day basis?
Am I allowed to say everything? Well, it's the way we are involved in almost every aspect of daily life and basis. We are doing everything, but then I can try to bring it down to problem solving of all the challenges and problems that we are facing on a daily basis. I'm talking about challenges that we are facing in our electricity production, our environmental impact, water, climate change, everything, even in our day-to-day life, the food that we consume, the clothes that we wear, the product that we use on our faces, our hair, everything. Chemical engineers are involved in making sure that we get those products. So I can say pretty much chemical engineers, they make our lives easy every day.
Okay, great. So what career opportunities are there for chemical engineers?
Sure, a lot. Not excluding being a lecturer if you want to get into academics, but chemical engineers work in the energy generation, in food processing, brewing, even though we are not allowed to drink anything, but yeah, we are involved in making the beer as well. And then we are involved in waste water treatment, pollution control, automotive industries. It's very common that you will find most engineers in your Nissan and BMW and Mercedes because they are also very much needed in them. Chemical engineers are also involved in synthetic fuel manufacturing, mineral processing, and also a development of material sciences. So it's quite a broad work opportunity that is surrounding us, and you shouldn't be surprised if you also find a chemical engineer in the bank because they are so equipped with all the problem solving skills that they can actually fit in every industry.
Oh, wow. Okay, so how do you define a successful student?
Successful student is a student that is able to prove that they can think logically out of the box besides what we are giving them in class, and well, obviously you have to complete your degree and get your degree, but then you also have to be able to show that you can incorporate the theory that you have learned and put it into a useful good, that you can actually take it and implement it and make sure that you can link the two, your theory and your practical as well.
Wow. Okay, so what is your favorite aspect about being a lecturer?
Well, it's not an easy job, I can say, but but we come across different students, and there is always that one student who doesn't really catch the concept very well. So the most fulfilling thing about this is when you see those students, they actually growing to understand the concept and start mastering it and acing it. It just gives you that kind of a relief, like a sense of accomplishment, like, yes, one of them at least get it. But yeah, it's very fulfilling when you see students that are growing and starting to understand the concept, and they are able to apply it in problem solving as well. That is very fulfilling.
Oh, great. So what would you say are the top 3 skills that is needed to be a successful chemical engineer?
Well, you need to be able to communicate. First thing first, if you can't communicate, you can't sell your product. If I don't know what you're talking about, I'm not interested. So communication is the main thing. And then you have to be able to, you need problem solving skills as well. Be able to identify the problem, come up with a solution. That's what chemical engineers do on a day-to-day basis. And then the last thing I can say, being able to think critically and analytically. So.
Okay, great. So what specialization opportunities is there in the chemical engineering field?
Well, there is a lot, but at the moment, our chemical engineering program runs parallel with specialization in minerals. That's the group that focuses on our minerals, our diamonds and our gold, refining them, making sure that they are cut properly and everything. But then most of our specializations are linked with our research project as well, that you get in when you get into your postgrad. So you can specialize in water cleaning. You can also specialize in process control. You can specialize in minerals, as I've mentioned. You can also specialize in energy generation, biofuels, and coal processing and beneficiation. So it's quite broad.
Okay, great. So this is a very important question, and you have to think you have to think on this question. So, room, desk, or car? Which one would you clean first?
Can I say it depends?
Okay, it depends on what?
It depends on what do I get to first. Well, I sleep in my room every day, so that will be the first thing I clean almost every day before when I wake up and before I sleep. And then when I get to the office, obviously I'm gonna clean my desk, and if I'm driving anywhere, my car. So it depends. What do I need at the moment?
Okay, that's valid. So what is your favorite weekend activities?
Ooh, I love cooking. I cook and I go to the gym as well.
Hey, that's great. So do you like cooking food more, or do you like baking more?
I love cooking more.
Ah, okay. That's great. Okay, well, thank you very much for your time, Felicity. It was really quite interesting to hear more. And thank you for joining us for this interview.
last live Q&A session. We have a few questions here. I hope you enjoyed the week of Femmegineering, and this will be our last live event. Tomorrow we will ask you to complete a form on your experience on Femmegineering. What was the best and what was the ones that you didn't like that much. Okay, so we start our first question off with Carly Venter, where she asks us, where would you say is the most exciting place, location, or company for an industrial engineer to work? So I'm going to ask Danette, a final year industrial engineering student, to answer this for us.
Okay, so that question is very dependent on the field that you want to go in. So if you want to go into a manufacturing industry, if you want to go into more of a consulting industry, it would depend. But I would say that the most interesting place to work is a work that would involve a lot of traveling. But then again, it all depends on what your interests are, and those interests will probably develop as you complete your degree.
Okay, our next question is from Marlene Udia. Is the NWU planning on adding biomedical engineering in the next 2 to 3 years? Marley, so for biomedical engineering, the basis of engineering is formed in all of the other engineering degrees. To specialize in biomedical engineering, you can do that postgraduate by doing a master's and also focusing your final year project on something biomedical. I would suggest for undergrad studies, you study computer and electronic or mechatronic engineering or even mechanical engineering or even industrial, because this forms the basis for you to complete biomedical research and also develop biomedical products.
Okay, so the next question is from Mia Am. Can engineers easily find jobs in other countries?
So yes, as we said before, our engineering degree is internationally recognized. You can easily find jobs in other countries. It depends on what your interest is and where you want to be located. But many of our engineers are working overseas, and they are very successful with their engineering degree and their knowledge they gain from the NWU in their industry at the moment.
Okay, so then Carly Venter asks, can you please give me some examples of problems that industrial engineers will have to solve? Well, this is a common question, but the actual fact is that there's a lot of different problems in the world, and the science of industrial engineering is actually identifying the problem. So it's often easy to think that you know the problem, but you don't actually know the root cause of the problem. So that's why an industrial engineer is so important. So they can solve a lot of different problems. They can help in different industries, manufacturing industries. So the problem is so wide, and the problems are so wide. So it's a question that can't be answered directly.
So we have a next question from Annabelle Jordan McQueen. Is what is the channel's name that Dr. Melvin referred to as the final year project, or where can I find these projects? So this channel is on YouTube. I will send you a link on your WhatsApp groups to this channel and where you can find these projects. The projects for this year will also be loaded onto YouTube, as our final year projects day will also be online. Please note that this channel applies to the School of Electrical, Electronic and Computer Engineering. So it will only have those projects in it. If you are interested in the other projects, you can also look at the other videos on the NWU's channel.
Okay, so then we have a question from Mia Ham. Do engineering students do more practical projects or more research projects while studying? Like, what is the ratio?
So this is a difficult question. It depends really on what are you focusing on. For example, and in electrical and electronic and computer engineering and in chemical engineering, you do a lot of practical work as well as at mechanical, but you can't complete the practical work without doing proper research. So everything that you do involves proper research before, and then you do something practical. So the industrial engineers research and then they implement their systems in a practical way. So in all of them, some research is involved to make sure that the practical work you do is correct and properly researched before you do something practical, and also to make sure that what you do is safe and what you do is planned and engineered.
Okay, so then we have a question from Al Gordon, and she asks, what is the difference between industrial, mechatronic, and electromechanical engineering?
Again, a very difficult question from Al Gordon. Okay, so you're basically asking what's the difference between all the engineering. So engineering forms a base of mathematics, physics, and um, chemistry. And so you have a base that forms your engineering base that's formed in your first and your second year. So the subjects are very general in your first and second year. So it's easier to switch, for example, from computer engineering to mechanical engineering. You will miss a few subjects, certainly, but the base of mathematics and applied sciences is there. The difference becomes in where you do the practical work. Industrial engineering involves automating systems, developing processes, and going in that system. Chemical engineering is the process plants, more the detailed chemistry. Mechanical engineering can involve designing um, all kind of parts, and it's so wide. Mechanical engineering, you can do almost anything, and electrical engineering, you're going to work with electricity. Computer and electronic engineering, you are going to work with computers, obviously, and you're going to work with coding. And mechatronic engineering, you're going to work with the automation of systems and developing product lines, etc. And the last one is electromechanical engineering. Electromechanical engineering involves the combining of the electricity and the mechanical side. So there's a big difference between all of the engineering fields, but some of them do overlap. So you can work across borders of the engineering field.
Okay, so then Charley asked the question personally. So she asks, if we enjoy watching the whole process inside a factory, from where the raw material enters up until the finished product leaves the factory, which engineering degree would you suggest, industrial or mechanical?
So I don't think I would suggest industrial or mechanical. I think I would suggest chemical, because there you monitor the processes and it's more a process engineering. But industrial engineers are also involved in plants and optimizing the systems, and mechanical engineers are also involved in implementing the systems at the mechanical side of things. But if you want to see everything that develops from the raw materials, I would suggest completing an engineering degree, one of those three, and go and work into a industrial plant where you could see the different processes. Unfortunately, you won't always work across the whole plant, except if you are in a managing position. If you're an engineer, you would be focused on one section of that plant to focus your engineering abilities, for example, at the extraction of the raw materials.
Okay, then she also asked, what is embedded programming?
Okay, so embedded programming is where you program a computer chip. So, for example, I think the most common name is Arduino. It's where you develop code on that Arduino to control some electronic systems. So, the general definition of that is it involves programming of small computers. That's a computer chip. It's very small, like this, and that drives devices in terms of practical implementation. So that means that you can start coding your own robot. That's a cool example. Or coding any electronic device. That is embedded programming.
Okay, so the other question is, as engineering is a very loaded program, is there time to play in an orchestra or sing in a choir?
So I'm going to direct this question to Nanette. She's a dynamic and she's our chairperson of the engineering. So she managed to do more than only her engineering degree.
Okay, so I would say definitely yes. The important thing is that you would have to learn how to manage your time. So even though the engineering degree is very packed, most of the university activities happen after 6 at night. So that way you can be involved in everything. You would just have to manage your time accordingly. So,
yeah. And I would suggest not only do engineering all the time, make sure that you have a good balance between all of your activities.
Okay, so then we have a question from Carly Venter. Is it true that industrial engineering is a combination of all the different engineering fields? I'm biased, so I'm going to ask you.
To be honest, I don't think so. Remember, it's an overview combination, maybe, but
studying electrical or computer, mechanical, chemical, you are very focused into that field. So your specialization field is very different. An industrial engineer can't leave their side of engineering and fall in and do electrical engineering. Unfortunately, that the final year in electrical, mechanical, chemical becomes very focused. So you have to have that certain skill set to become a chemical, mechanical, electrical engineer. So I won't say that it's a combination of all the different engineering fields. I would say industrial engineers have a knowledge of what each engineering field does, and they can help you optimize your system into your specialized field.
Yes, so basically we get an overview of the other types of engineering, but just an overview so that we can better develop processes and draw those processes and map them out to identify the problems and the root causes. Okay, so then we have a question from Rita Bile, and she asks, what is the requirements for mechatronics? So we sent out the documents on all the groups. The requirements is the same for all of the engineering fields. So I just should suggest that you go look at that document sent on the groups, please. Okay.
Then we have another question from... Sorry, I just want to quickly read the last questions. Oh, no, that's all of our questions for today. We're going to give you a few minutes. We're going to play the Femmegineering video and to see if you have any other final questions. And after that, we will end off our Femmegineering live streaming. Okay, so hello everybody. We don't see any other questions. I think we've answered it in the past 3 nights. All of your questions. You had very focused questions. I'm very proud of your questions that you've asked. So thank you everybody for joining us for this week of Femmegineering. Thank you for doing all of our Keep Moving Forward themed talks. And also for joining in at the Get Moving classes. I hope they were very fun. I hope your muscles are not too sore or too tight. But thank you very much for this week of Femmegineering. Keep your keep an eye on your WhatsApp for the link for the form to complete tomorrow. And then I hope to see you all at the NWU studying engineering in the near future. We thank you all for joining us in this event.
All right.